This is Dr. Meenu Balian. Welcome to the class. Today we would be talking about the different concepts and conventions of the accounting. What are the different principles of the accounting? Accounting concept and convention, actually these are the basic guidelines on which we are supposed to do the accounting. The terms concept is being used for the which are the necessary assumptions which we need to follow at the time we are doing the accounting. These are the different theories that how and why certain categories of transactions should be treated in the particular manner. So, we are supposed to follow the same guidelines which is being provided by the different concepts and the conventions. The very first concept is the separate entity concept. In the business and the business owners are different. They are not one entity, they are separate from each other. How they are separate means the business and its owner having a different separate entity, and we treat business as an artificial person. The books of accounts are prepared from the point of view of the business. The personal transaction of the owner are not being recorded in the books of business. Once suppose Mr. A having a business, so account of Mr. A for the personal usage would be different, and for the company there would be a different name. It would be a company name. Suppose Mr. A having a company name of suppose XYZ Limited. So, the account of Mr. A will be with his name like Mr. A account, and for the company it would be having XYZ Limited account, and the transaction for what Mr. A is making for the personal use, that would not be recorded into the account of company. So, they both having the different entity. Suppose a car purchased by a owner of a personal for a company, a owner has purchased a car for the personal use. It would not be recorded in the books of accounts of the business. It would be recorded in his account, but it would not be recorded into the business account. So, what is the separate entity? Separate entity means the business and the business owner is always different, and it will not affect each other, and it will not be the transaction would not be recorded in each other's account. The accounting recording of the accounting would be recording of the transaction would be in the separate accounts. See, this is the capital and the drawing. Once Mr. A is putting his money into the business, that become the liability and known as the capital of the company, and for the person is putting the capital, for firm point of view it become the liability for the company. That is why we always show this capital into the liability side of the balance sheet. Once that person is withdrawing something, so it would be the personal drawing and it will be considered as the asset of the company. The asset in the liability means the company, it is with the point of view of the company, means the things, the money which you have put into the account of business, that will be the liability, that will be your responsibility, liability to pay it back. And whatever things you are purchasing for the business use, that become your asset. Suppose you have purchased a car for the business purpose, you have purchased a van for the business purpose, you have purchased a building, you have purchased a suppose for instance you have purchased some furniture for the business purpose, it become your assets. The second concept is going concern concept. Actually business is being started with the positive thinking that business will grow and it will be for the infinite time duration. So, it is assumed that the entity is a going concern, that is it will be continue to operate for an indefinite time duration, for the long time duration of period in the future, and transaction will be recorded from the similar kind of point of view. So, here the example is that the going concern assumption assume that the enterprise will continue to operate in the foreseeable future, it will having a long term future. Suppose business owners got expired, though it will not affect the business. There would be some other person who will be taking care of the business, then next senior would be there. Business will be continue, but it will not affect any personal reason, it will not be affected by any personal reason of the owner, and it will be started with the positive thinking that business will grow for a long time duration. Money measurement concept. Actually, I told you about the monetary and the non-monetary transactions also. Similarly, the money measurement concept actually talk about that. What you are supposed to do? You are supposed to consider only the monetary things. Only the monetary transaction would be recorded. No monetary transaction would be recorded. No non-monetary transaction would be considered. Non-monetary could be like, non-monetary means the things which not considering the money, which we cannot calculate in the terms of money. So, we are not considering any feeling, any attitude while we are doing the accounting. So, here there are some examples, that innovativeness, attitude, skill, experience, the teamwork, honesty and the passion. These all are the actually qualities. All these qualities cannot be calculated and cannot be calculated in the same way we are supposed to do in the accounting. So, we never consider these different characteristics into the accounting. We just consider all the expenses, all the incomes, all the activities which having the accounting purpose, which having a monetary monetary purpose, and which we can measure in the monetary concept. Then in accounting, the record is mainly actually made of the transaction event which can be measured into the money. The unit should be money, and it is expressed in the terms of money. Non-monetary transactions are not recorded in the accounting. So, what we are doing, we are recording only the monetary transaction, so that ultimately we are supposed to get out the result in the money only. We are not calculating the attitude value, the innovativeness of any person, the curiosity of any person, or the honesty or the skill. We are not calculating any experience. What we are doing, we are just calculating the monetary things, so that we can actually find out the profit or our loss. Accounting period concept. See, the accounting period concept talk about that your accounting period starts with the 1st April to 31st March, having a 12 months duration. According to this only we prepare our statements. So, for measuring the financial results of the business periodically, the working life of an undertaking is split into the convenient short period called the accounting period. Why we are doing it? Because we want to keep it very convenient to understand. So, this is a duration for 1 year that starts with the 1st April to 31st March. For this duration, what we are doing? We are preparing the journal, we are preparing ledger, we are preparing trial balance, balance sheets, trading P&L account, balance sheets, and all the statements we are preparing for 1 year. And internally we are doing audit for maybe on the monthly basis, maybe on the only quarterly basis, maybe on the semi-annual basis. We are doing the internally audit, means that whether the things are correct or not, so that it would not be a burden for at the end of the year. So, but we are preparing the balance sheet only once in a year. We are preparing journals, daily we are preparing journals, ledger, trial balance, monthly we are preparing it, recording the transaction on the daily basis, but accounting make only final statement is being done only once in a year. So, this is the duration for the 12 months, and after this we prepare the annual accounting report and we show it to the different users. Now, is the cost concept. Cost concept say that an asset acquired by a concern is recorded in the books of accounts at the historical cost. Historical cost means what? That is the cost, that is the price actually on which you have acquired this asset, the money which you have spent on that at the time of purchasing. So, the cost concept says that all the accounting should be done on the historical basis. For example, In the 2010 or 11, we are taking a data that the historical cost for a computer PC is this, and the fair value in the market price was for this is in 2010 it was this, and in 2011 it is 250. It has been reduced. So, according to the accounting concept, we are supposed to follow the historical cost on which we have purchased it. Dual aspect concept says that there are always two effects of any transaction. Means what? That for every debit there is a credit, and for every credit there is a debit. Every transaction should have a two side effect to the extent of the same amount. For example, if we are taking a cash sale of 20,000 rupees, the transaction is simply what? 20,000 rupees cash sales. But what is the debit is that it will be after making sales. Once you are selling something, it means money will be in your business. So, 20,000 would be your, because it was a cash sale. So, we will do it because you have received the money. So, it would be your cash account 20,000, but what is it? The sales account would be 20,000 because your stock has been reduced by the value of 20,000. In this, there are two types of account, one is the sales and one is the cash or money. So, it will be credit by 20,000 and it will be debit by 20,000, because by making the sale, the stock or goods had been reduced, with the same value 20,000 reduced from the stock, and 20,000 similarly 20,000 has been added to the cash account. So, every transaction having a two effect, that is known as the dual aspect. Another example we are taking, like purchased from Ram goods worth rupees 20,000 and discount received rupees 2,000. So, in this transaction you can see that transaction is 20,000 transaction has been done, but we receive a discount also. We because purchase has been made, so we receive the discount. So, here the purchase is being done, the purchase is there, okay, and Ram account is there and the discount account is there. We have received the money from the Ram, we have received this, we have purchased from the Ram. So, we received 2,000 discount. There are dual effect, the total should be equal, every debit having the equal credit. There would not be like if the transaction is being started with the 20,000 and after discount we are putting it 18,000. We are supposed to mention the discount value also, because we are supposed to balance the things also, because the transaction was worth rupees 20,000. So, from the Ram purchase has been made for the goods rupees 20,000 and discount received. So, it would be discount has been received. So, discount which you have received, that is the income you have received, that would be your credit. Now, with this duality aspect, the concept of this capital equations comes, that is your asset is equals to your liability and liability in the owner equities. Your assets should be always equals to your liabilities. If your asset is higher, then that time it is also not good, because this is not good for the company. If your liabilities is higher, means your by selling your asset you cannot meet the requirement for paying your liability. So, that there should be a balance between assets and the liabilities. Now, the realization concept, the term realization says that profit is earned when the product or services is provided to the or transferred to the customer. Suppose you have purchased something and the transaction is actually known when you are purchasing something and you are paying money. That is what the transaction, business transaction is. The profit is being earned, we actually realize only profit when the finally product or services is being transferred to the customer, and revenue recognition principle dictates that the revenue should be recognized in the accounting period in which it is being earned. In which year you have earned the revenue, that time you are supposed to show this into the similar accounting period. When a sale is involved, revenue is recognized at the point of sale. So, what this realization concept is saying, in the realization we realize the revenue once the actually it has been in the similar accounting period, we consider it that revenue has been recognized. Matching concept. In the matching concept, the matching principle ensure the revenue of all their associated expenses are involved in the same accounting period. You are supposed to match your transactions in the similar accounting period. You will not match these these accounting expenses or any transaction for the next year. For the similar year, you are supposed to match it. So, the matching principle is the basis on which the accrual accounting method of bookkeeping is built. Here we are taking like incurred due to the payment not yet received. We are taking an example. In this example, stationery purchase, stationery has been purchased on the credit. We have purchased on the credit, stationery purchase on the credit basis, and in the year is 2012, payable and 15th March of the same year, but not yet paid. It is amount due but not paid till 31st March 2012, but not should be treated as the expenses of the this accounting period, because whether you have received or not, you are supposed to match it, because once your transaction is being done on that date, you are supposed to match it with the similar only. So, we say that it is incurred excluding paid expenses. Prepaid expenses means the expenses which you have paid before it is actually happening, that is known as the prepaid expenses. Insurance for rupees 12,000 for year 1 paid on 1st January 12, and the duration was 1st January 2012 to December 2012. Consider rupees 3,000 only and exclude prepaid rupees 9,000 for the financial year. Because why? Because the insurance is being started, the paid for the January to December. Once you are paying it from the January to December, means what? January, Feb and March. These are the 3 months for which we will consider it, and other month will be considered for the next year. As I told you, according to the accounting principle, the accounting period starts with the 1st April to 31st March. So, insurance has been paid for January to December, we will count the days till the March 31st, and there are only 3 months. So, the amount was 12,000, means 1,000 for 1 month. So, we take only 3,000 for this year, and remaining would be going to the next year. Income accrued but not received must be booked. After the concept, there are some conventions. Conventions are again some guidelines which guide you regarding some specific objectives, having some specific objectives. The first one is, these are the custom which are used as a guide. The first one is the conservatism convention. Conservatism concept talks about like anticipate no profit but provide for all possible losses. If in doubt, no debt is bad, write it off. What it means, that always prepare for the losses. Conservatism always talk about it, means always you should be always prepare for losses. Then how much loss would be there, you are supposed to prepare the provision for that losses. So, inventory or investment valuation provisions for bad debt we are taking care of, because we are thinking that maybe the stock would be decreased, maybe there would be some people who will take money, who will purchase from us and they will not return the money back to us. So, these are the, for this we are taking the provisions, we are considering that the people will not return us. So, we are considering it as a loss. So, we are preparing the provision for the same. Making provision for the bad debts and the doubtful debts, showing depreciation on fixed asset, but we never show the appreciation on the fixed asset. Why so? Because we always consider that there could be profit, there could be loss, but we should always prepare for the losses. That loss will be there, we are supposed to prepare according to the losses. Anticipate no profit, but observe all the losses. Accountant should always be toward the safety and the future contingency, so that if there would be, if suppose if profit is there, that is okay, because you are not supposed to take extra pain that time, but if suddenly if there is any loss, so you should be prepared for your losses, you should be prepared to recover your losses. That time you are supposed to make the provisions. So, it is better to take the precautions earlier rather than waiting for the result. Full disclosure. Accounting always talk about the transparency. What is the transparency? Means you are keeping clarity between the different parties, you are keeping all the statements clear to everybody, and everybody know about your policies, about your statements. So, true fair value of affairs of business must be disclosed. All the things should be disclosed. To whom you are supposed to disclose? I told you in the earlier lecture also that we have different users. Different users means management as a user, people having a direct interest to know the business, having these are the users, internal users and the external users. So, we are supposed to disclose all the things to them. Financial statements and their notes should be present information that the relevant and the material to the users understanding this statement. Relevant and the material, we are supposed to show the relevancy of the each and every item, that item is relevant for the to consider it, and item is relevant to show to the other party, to the external user, to the internal user. That is why we are making it full disclose to the other party, so that everybody would be knowing about the statements. For example, if any changes have been made, the effect should be disclosed. Whatever change has been done into the business during the accounting period, that starts with the 1st April till 31st March, you are supposed to clear every changes whichever you have made, you are supposed to clear it to the different users. If one time huge profit is made on the sale of fixed asset, it should be disclosed by the note of accounts. Suppose you are getting higher profit, higher return you are getting, you are supposed to disclose it also, because by this way the clarity would be more for both the parties, for the users also, for the companies also. Actually, what things we are supposed to disclose? We show our financial statements, we show the balance sheet, income statement, we show all the cash flows, fund flows, we show all the statements, we calculate all the ratio, and we show all the ratios also to the company. Third convention is your materiality. Materiality is only those transaction important facts and the item are shown which are useful and material for the business. In this, we need not to record the immaterial or insignificant items. We are supposed to keep the records only the important facts, only the materiality we are supposed to show. The transaction which having the important facts, we will show only those transactions. We will not show the transaction which are immaterial or are not significant for the company. So, next is the consistency. Consistency means once you have decided for one technique to follow into the business, that would be same as for the next change. You will be following for the similar year, you will be following the same kind of rules and regulation. So, in the consistency, once the choice is made for the treatment of transaction, the same is the consistency followed by the year after year. Maybe you can change after 1 year, you can change, but it will be similar for 1 year, it will be similar. For example, method of depreciation. Suppose you are calculating the depreciation and you are charging that straight line method has been used for 1 year. It is up to you, you want to continue it for the next year also, but you cannot change this in the middle of the accounting period. Changes in the accounting policy, the policy would be same for the year after year, because these are the policy which are made after looking at all the prospective, all the profit and all the losses, and we check all the statement to make these policies. So, these policy would be similar year after year. Need to be disclosed in the notes of accounts. See, the clarity should be always good, you keep the clarity among the different parties. Why? Because business is for the customer and customers are for the business. Similarly, the investors, if the investors would not be there, the business cannot be run. So, you are supposed to keep the clarity between the different parties, that is parties are like end users, like your internal users, your external users, and for the management you are supposed to keep the clarity. For consistency, there is one example. For charging the depreciation method, the depreciation method there have been shown that for the 3 years 17, 18, 18, 19 and 19, 20, they have used 3 different methods, but for whole year they have used a similar kind of method. In the first year, that is 2017-18, they are using the SLM method, that is straight line method. In this 18-19 they have changed, that written down method was used, but for the whole year they have used. They cannot change this method between the time duration, between the suppose you started from the April and after April, May you want to change the method, but you cannot change this method because this is not under the rule of the rule or the convention of the consistency. Consistency always talk about that you should follow all the rules and regulation with the consistency year after year. And in the third year we are using the unit of measure method. So, these are the 3 different the data, the example has been shown for the different 3 years, and they show that how can you use the different methods for the different year, but in the between you cannot change it. In this chapter, in this concept and convention, we have talked about the different concepts of accounting, different conventions of accounting. So, different concept is separate entity, going concern, and your accounting period, your full disclosure we will talk about, materiality we talk about. These are the things which we need to understand, which we need to memorize, which we need to understand by the depth of the concept, because once you are doing the business, that should be continue and it will be helping you for once you are doing different kind of business activities. All these concepts known as the generally accounting acceptable principle, which are acceptable generally accepted accounting principle, which are accepted by all over the universe, because they are similar. Wherever you go, you find the similar kind of concept and conventions. If you having any doubt, you can write me at meenu.balyan@imsec.ac.in. For more study, for more detail, you can go through the book of S. N. Maheshwari of Financial Accounting and Management for the managers. With that, thank you so much.